tell the story of, you know, what encouraged you to do it, the challenges you had, what kept y'all going, because I know that this was not an easy process.
No, it wasn't,
and then
but
the
it was
inspiration.
joyful though.
Yes.
It was joyful because
Yes.
the more complex it would be, you know, the better I liked it, you know, so I would just go for it with a lot of enthusiasm. But as I was sharing with the sorors, we came here in Biloxi in 1963. And, you know, back in those days, it was a lot of segregation, things you couldn't do, a lot of the resources weren't available to you, and so some of the benefits of just being, you know, a strong community were not there, you know. People had been working and trying to make changes, we could see that, but we were sort of like, God, you know, we got to get something going on here, you know. And as I told him, I said, I guess I'm a rebel with a cause, because I started trying to do things on an individual basis, and then I got other people interested in it and trying to make changes. So we started with my kids going to the Catholic school, and we had thought, oh, we want our children to have a good Catholic education, and so we'll take them to Nativity BBM and, you know, get them enrolled there. And so we were, you know, kind of reluctant because we thought it wasn't an integrated kind of school at that time. So we wrote the bishop, and we got a letter back from the bishop telling us, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. And so we ignored that. Okay, and so we marched our kids, our two youngest kids, to Nativity BBM. So that was kind of the first start of things, just trying to make a positive change, you know, get our kids in school, start with education. Everybody was entitled to an equal education. Okay, so we did that. And then the next thing, talking with my friends and people who were very supportive, we said, well, we know Jeff Davis is getting federal funds, so let's see if I can get hired at Jeff Davis, you know, in the nursing program as an instructor. So I decided to go up there and apply for a nursing position. Really didn't think I was going to get it, but then I was hired. So I said, okay, that's another change. So I started teaching there, and I was sharing with them all the restrictions that were applied to me because of just being a black nursing instructor. You know, you couldn't go into the cafeteria where the doctors and the nurses would eat, and you couldn't sign students to certain patients, and so I ignored that. You know, so those were the beginning of the changes that we thought were so important to make, and that we were entitled to, you know, to make. So Vivian and I started talking about some of the things that we could do, you know, in the community, in education, some of the social issues that were here. And we started talking about, well, maybe we need to have the resources of our sorority, you know.
Really?
And we decided, well, what about us having a chapter here in Biloxi? And I thought, okay, that, you know, I think that's an excellent idea. It is a national organization at the time. It has the kind of critical acclaim that you would want for black people, you know. And so we decided, let's see if we can get our chapter started here in Biloxi. So I got on the phone and called National. This was very simplistic, you know, and National then directed us to the regional director, and that's exactly how Theta Zeta Omega inception started. So from then on, you know, we got the chapter chartered in 1965, and we had the national president here and also the regional director. And from then on, it was history, you know. And so that's how this wonderful chapter was started, the inception of it, trying to make a positive change in the community. And we knew we needed some organization that had, you know, the resources and the resilience of doing profound things in a community. And who else but Alpha Kappa Alpha, you know? So that's kind of how it all started, and we went on to do some wonderful programs and have made a positive difference in the community. And I can see that right now from what you all are doing. So that's how it all started. Yeah.
Well, how were you selected as the first president?
Because I was the one that did all the paperwork. And whatever funds that had to be paid out first, and so you just had to ante up, and go on and do it, and you knew you were going to get it back in so many different ways. So it was just an opportunity to say, we want this chapter, whatever it takes, we'll make it happen. And so that's what we did.
Can you tell us a couple of the programs that y'all started?
Oh my gosh, now you really caught me on that, I would really have to draw on the history to take a look at that. I can't remember 50 years ago all the things that we did, So we'd have to kind of go back and look and see what the minutes say. And I think you have those minutes,
yes.
Right? So our Norma was the grammatis, I believe. So a lot of that is already kind of written into the archives, and that might be the best, most accurate, program review for you.
If there was one bit of information or one encouraging word that you could leave with Theta Zeta Omega, what would it be? What would you tell the rest of our chapter members that you have not seen this weekend?
Okay, that's really a good one. Is that Alpha Kappa Alpha is an organization who dedicates itself to service to all mankind. And I believe that so profoundly that if you, under the auspices of the sorority, can do anything to ensure that young people coming up, older people, anyone in service to mankind, you will be gratefully repaid and rewarded. So I think, and staying together as a chapter, in the importance of teamwork and purposeful goals and collective energy towards whatever you think is important for your community is what it's all about. So I think TZO will stay a wonderful, strong chapter with some great people that I've met already. You can see the future is very bright.
So we thank you and we love you and we appreciate all that you have done for Theta Zeta Omega, especially being the first chapter president and one of the charter members.
My joy and a blessing. And I send my love to each of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.